Hello everyone. I just wanted to show you a couple of cool ways to set up a Microsoft Teams meeting in Canvas. So that way it's easier for you to schedule with your students and also for yourself. So the first way I'm going to show you is to do it through an announcement. And right now I'm in one of my demo classes that I have set up. And this is the home screen that students would see when they come into my class. So at the top, they would see announcements in there and can click on that and can read the announcement that I have for them. So I'm going to go over here to my menu option and click announcements. And up here in the top right-hand corner, I'm going to click that new announcement up there. And now that we have the ability to integrate a Microsoft team link in our rich text editor, I can do that right in here in my content editor. Before I go do that though, I'm going to go ahead and give this a quick title. So I'm going to put up here team meetup. And then since this is probably something that you want to keep fresh, I'm just going to go ahead and throw in a date. So if I had a meeting coming up this Friday, I would say maybe something even more explicit like Friday, 8/28/20. And then I would go through the process of linking up this meeting. So up in here in the more external tools, I'm going to click the little more external tool V option. And then I'm going to select Microsoft Teams meetings. And then from here, it's going to run through you might have to sign in if you're not already signed in. For me, I click the keep me signed in all the time option, so I don't have to go through that process every time. And I'm going to click the create meeting link. And here you're definitely going to want to make sure that you title things the same. So this might be just like a check-in or say a lecture or storytelling, whatever your meeting might entail. It might just be your regular Friday check-in. And then make sure you've got the times and the date right. So click on that and select the dates. And then the times, I'm going to make sure I go back to, I'm going to need to select that to AM. So let's say I'm going to say this, I'm going to do this at 10 a.m. And it's going to be an hour. And so change that to 11. Sometimes it gets a little funky in there. AM. There we go. And so now it should say 1 hour there for the time limit there. And I'm going to go ahead and hit create. And once you get to this point, don't hit the X button. Don't hit this little button. You want to actually hit the copy button down here. So I'm going to go ahead and click copy. And once it does that, it'll actually put a copy of that link right into my rich text editor. And this announcement will get sent to the student's email. So that way they'll get that announcement. But also, so I'm going to go ahead, we can have some other options here if we would like. Down here in the announcements piece, we can allow users to comment, enable some other things, but I'm just going to go ahead and leave it as it is and click the save button. And so now when I go to the announcements page, they will see that announcement pop up up there on the top. Or actually, when I go to the home page and click on the show more of recent activity, they'll see that link right up in there also. So that's one way you can do it as an announcement. The other way that you can do it is you can actually put it in as a calendar event. And actually, I'm going to show you real quick down here in the right-hand corner. You're going to see on my home page, I have the to-do list. And then below it, I have something that's called coming up. And you'll see that I already have a schedule. I have a meeting scheduled already. And I can view my calendar from there, or I can click over here and click my calendar. So I can create a calendar event for a Microsoft meeting, Team Meets. So to do that, and this is a little bit different, and the students will also get this as an email link, but this will show up in their calendar. So this might be a nicer way for to schedule with your students, classes and stuff for these Microsoft meetings. So go up here to the plus button where it says create new event. And then here, probably the first thing that I would do is make sure that I change which calendar this is going to go to. So that way I see that and don't forget to do that right away. So where the drop down menu is, this would only appear under my calendar. I'm going to set this to my English 4 class, my English 4 demo. And then, so this one I'm going to do like intro to college essay writing. Okay. And I'm going to set the date for this on the date that I want to do this. So maybe this is going to be on the 31st on a Monday. Make sure I put my time in there. So this is going to be at 9 and change that to 10 a.m. there. And for location, you might just want to put in there, say Microsoft. Actually, well, I'm going to do that too. Microsoft Teams. But you'll notice here that I don't have an option just yet to create a Microsoft Team meeting. So what you want to do is you want to go to the More Options button. So click that, click the More Options button, and what it's going to do is it's already going to bring in some of the stuff that you already put in that short menu option. But now it gives me the rich text editor to where now I can go up to the More External Tools button and select the Microsoft Team Meetings option, and then do the same thing. So click the Create Meeting link. And then for here, I'm just going to make sure that I title everything the same. So Intro to College Essay Writing. And then in here, I'm going to make sure I set the due date or the time to be August 31st. And the time was 9 a.m. to, it automatically does that. I hate when it jumps there. And 10 a.m. Okay, and then delete that thing. So it should be 1 hour there after I get the time and AM and PM right. Hit create. And then make sure you hit the copy button as well. And it'll go through. And then go ahead and hit that create event button down there at the bottom. So a couple more clicks there. But what's pretty sweet is it'll appear in your calendar. It'll appear in the student's calendar as well when they go into their calendar view. And they should just be able to click right on that link and see what the details are. And click on the link there and that says details, join intro. So they click that little link there, and it should jump them right to Microsoft Teams and to join the meeting. So that's a really cool and easy way to create your meetings. Click out of some of the stuff to create events for your kids that may not be tied to like an assignment. You can obviously still do a Microsoft Team piece as an assignment as well. Like you can integrate the Microsoft Teams in that way. But this way you can kind of set up your scheduling for your Microsoft Teams for your classes, which is pretty cool. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out and let me know what you might need. Before I turn things over real quick, one of the things that if you use this feature, one of the features that you might want to turn off for your class, and I recommend that you do. I'm going to go ahead and do this for my E4 class. You'll notice if you've kind of played around in Canvas so far, there's this conferences option down here. And when you set up a conference, it uses what's called a big blue button. And this is the only, so far this is the only like web conference or digital kind of Zoom or Microsoft Team option that is linked to this feature in Canvas. You can't change this, so you can't change it to Zoom. You can't change it to Microsoft Teams that I know of at this point. So this is a free option for now, but the free option obviously has some limited features to it. Not all the features are available to you. And if you wanted to, upgrade, you could, but obviously you have to pay for it. So we're using Microsoft Teams for mostly this kind of thing. The other thing too is that kids can create their own conferences with you or with other students. I don't know if that makes you nervous or not. But that might be something that you think about when it comes to that. And obviously, we're using Teams. There's probably other ways that they could do that. So if you want to eliminate this conferences from a list of options that students have in their course, you need to go to the settings tab in that course, and you have to do this for each course that you have. Go up to navigation, and what you're going to do is you're going to locate that conferences tab there, and you're going to click on it, and you're just going to select disable. And so basically that's going to bring it down here, so that way those items are hidden from students, so they can't click on that and use conferences in the course. So it'll force them to use Microsoft Teams, in another way. So that's how I would do it. And maybe you'll play around with it and find that conferences is actually useful for your course. It'll be one of those things that I think is a personal preference for each class and each teacher. Hope you guys hope this was helpful to you. And again, if you have questions or things that come up that I should add, please don't hesitate to reach out to me on the email listed on the end of the video. Thank you, and have a great day.